Okay, guys, so let's check out the layout 2022, April of 2022. Let's check out the layout, see how it looks now, and then after we get done looking at the whole thing from start to finish, then I'll tell you guys what it looked like in 1974. Here we go.
Okay, guys. So we're on
This, of course, is the factory, whatever it is, almost directly under the 59th Street Bridge.
This is the
Looked exactly the same way, except it was all beat up. This building has been refurbished or restored or whatever. I think it's a landmark now in New York City. And of course, they paved the whole property. So,
okay.
to the left, these are the gates, and this is the same gate setup that was there in 1974. It had a dirt, gravel type muddy road that went straight back. As you can see now in the middle of the screen, this is the rear of the factory, and right there is how we drove it. That's the path that we took right into the river. And of course, there was no fences there back then. Okay, so now once the car hit the water, it started coming this way. Now we're on the other side of the 59th Street Bridge. We're on the north side of the 59th Street Bridge, directly under it, as you guys can clearly see. And the 71 Lincoln, let's talk about that one now. And the 71 Lincoln, when it went past the 59th Street Bridge northbound, it landed right here. It is right there. And that's where whoever that was in that car lays to this day. And as you can see, the beautiful skyline of New York City and the fabulous, beautiful Queensboro Bridge, Ed Koch Bridge, 59th Street Bridge, whatever they have three names for it. But just look how beautiful this is. And I know there was at least 2 dead bodies put in there. And I know DeMeo loved this spot. Look at the beautiful scenery. Who would think that anything so heinous could happen there? On the other side of the 59th Street Bridge, it's a beautiful park. They have 2 ball fields. It's beautiful. I mean, just look at it. And yet at nighttime, especially in now let's talk about what it looked like. Directly across the street from that factory now stands a new apartment building. But back in 1974, it was all shrubs, dead trees. It was the type of place where you would dump a broken washing machine through your old tires. It looked like a crap hole. The other property that's right next to my favorite spot, let's call it that, my favorite spot, is now a power plant for New York City. I believe, if my memory served me, that was all thick brush there at that time as well. So, now let's talk about how the 72 Ford LTT got in there. As I said in the last video, I waved him through. He drove halfway down that dirt road, which is now, it's sort of like dirt road right there now. And once he got about 80 feet from the edge, I told him to stop, and then I told him what to do. And of course, he started pushing the car inside the door jamb. Right hand on the steering wheel, left hand on the door, and he's pushing, and he's pushing, and he's telling me, help me, because it was dirt, mud, and and even though he had it in drive, it wasn't getting up the type of speed it needed to get over the hump and in, because I've thrown cars in there and it got stuck. Then I had to take another stolen car and just ram it and push it in. We didn't want to do that. So I told him he needed to get the momentum up. And then, of course, our boy Roy, I go faster, and I'm like coaching him. Faster, faster, faster! You gotta go faster, faster! It's gonna get hung up! Push it, pushes it, and he falls. He slips on the mud, and he had a white button-down dress shirt. He always wore a white button-down dress shirt. So I always remember him with a white button-down shirt. And he falls, boom, and he gets right back up. And then he starts pushing the car from the trunk. Boom, it gets hung up a little bit, and then the momentum finally, it goes down. So now, I want you guys to picture all the dead trees and weeds and junk. It's like a junkyard, it's a dirty place. The car just goes in the river. And now it's me and him. It's me and him. Then I said, oh, F. This guy hates me. What position did I just put myself in? And I did get a little scared, because he was a big guy. He was, and he starts walking towards me. And of course he said, you did great, kid, and we're gonna make a lot of money, and you're okay. And he tries to grab me, and I pushed him off me. And then I told him, he says, I know that we've had our differences in the past. I said, no, Roy, we didn't have our differences. It wasn't we, it was you. It was you. So I later found out, now I'm gonna get ahead of the story a little bit now. I later found out after that he really did like me. He did, because he thought that I had a big pair of you-know-what, because I stood up to him. And not only did I stood up to him, I stood up to him without Joey being behind me. Now it's just me and him in that friggin' mud swamp piece of crap property. So, right after I checked him, and again, don't forget, I didn't know he was a serial killer, and back then I don't think he was. Roy didn't start killing people, from what I heard, until 1973. He didn't start chopping bodies up at his Gemini club in Brooklyn until 1975. So from 73 to 75, I'm guessing this was his favorite spot. Maybe something happened, I don't know. So anyway, after I put him in check, and over here, this is a big guy. He's a pretty big guy. I'm not even 5'9". I put the guy in check, and now I'm looking at him, and he don't look too tough now, because he's covered in fucking mud. It's fucking funny. So I started laughing just like I'm laughing now. Just thinking about it, almost 50 years ago, it just fucking makes me funny. It makes me pee my pants. So then I started laughing at him. He got home. I said, look at this thing. And he was all full of mud. And then he started laughing. And then I guess he wanted to be friends with me then. I guess, so now we get into my Super B. I had my I don't know if it was yellow back then or purple, but either way, it was a big bright car and it was parked on the street. So we walk back to my car, get him in the car, and I take him back to the shop. And then the next morning, I get a call from Joey, and he goes, oh, I understand you made a new friend last night. Everything went well? And I said, yeah. And I said, this guy's got a new respect for you. He said that you, and Roy told Joey the story. And now Joey is repeating it to me. He goes, I think he respects you now because, you stood up to him when I wasn't there, and he sort of like respects you. I think you and him are going to have a good working relationship. I said, okay, I really don't want to work for him. I'm working for you. I don't need 2 jobs, Joey. And there's something about that guy I don't like. But anyway, so that's it. That's what happened that night. And then I did wind up working with Roy DeMeo many times, until finally I think I got arrested like 4 or 5 times in 1974, and I was on New York State parole, and then I got violated and went back. So that's going to be it for now for our New York trip. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And the other thing that I want to touch on right now, I don't know what happened yesterday, but we got a whole bunch of new subscribers, And to all you guys, welcome to the channel. I really appreciate it. And we got a bunch of views now. So I guess Roy DeMeo, even though he's been dead since 1983, he still pulls in the audiences. So we're gonna keep doing the Roy stories. And I think and again, guys, I never ever told these stories. You know, I learned from Joey early on working for him, and he always told me, once you do something with me, you forget it. The second it's done, you don't ever talk about it. You make like it just never happened. And I did, up until this YouTube thing came out, and now apparently everybody's talking, and all these people too are all dead. They're all dead. Some, not all of them. They're either dead or they're in prison. The twins, they're in prison doing life. There's a bunch of them that'll never get out. But I'm the only one that's still alive. To talk about stories that have never been in the newspaper. Nobody ever got charged criminally. And the other thing that I want to touch on too is there's a YouTube channel called Adventures with Purpose. I got in contact with them. I want you guys to look them up, Adventures with Purpose. These guys go out to lakes, ponds throughout the United States with their sonar equipment, and they're able to detect vehicles underwater. I've been in contact with them. I'm going to send them this video, and I'm going to see if I can get them. And there's also a couple of other guys that do the same thing, that have YouTube channels. And I want to try to get them to come to New York and I know exactly where the Lincoln is. I know, and the fort can't be too far away. And you know that Roy loved that spot. He loved it the whole way back. That's a perfect shot. You just go right in, boom, just dump the thing in and it's gone. He loved it. He gets rid of the body and he gets rid of the crime scene. All in one swift, that's it. So, Adventures with Purpose. If I can get you guys to come here with your little, you know, and the other thing that they do too is they search for cars. They don't, these guys don't have to search for the cars because I know exactly where it is. I know exactly where it is. It's been hiding in plain view for 48 years. Okay, so I think I talked enough. Again, I want to thank all the new subscribers and all you guys so much for tuning in. I really feel like this channel's starting to pop now. Thank you so much, and God bless.